Today I have something special for you, and it might just change the way you approach finesse fishing forever. Setting up a spinning reel might seem simple, and in many ways it is, but the way I'm going to show you how to do it today is going to maximize your sensitivity and maximize your hookup ratio. In this video, I'm going to show you the best way to set up your spinning reel for finesse fishing. And trust me, it might surprise you. We're diving into the game-changing benefits of using a braided line paired with a fluorocarbon leader. I'm going to be talking about the benefits of braided line and the benefits of fluorocarbon, and how if you put them together, you get the benefits of both in one package. We're going to start off by talking about braided line. The braided line is going to be the main line, which means it's going to be connected to your spinning reel, just like this one right here. This green line right here is my main line, and that's my braided line. Braided line is a lot thinner when compared to fluorocarbon monofilament. For example, 10-pound test braided line, just like this K9 Fishing Super Braid, has the same diameter of about 4-pound test mono or fluoro. This is important because it allows you to put more line onto your spinning reel. It's going to allow you to make longer casts, and you're going to be able to keep that line on your spinning reel for a long time. One other major thing about braided line is that it has virtually zero stretch. Why that's important is because when you have that braided line out there in the water, everything that you feel is almost instantaneous because it has no stretch. Monofilament line especially has a lot of stretch, and when that line's out there in the water, it's going to stretch a little bit before you feel anything. So if I have this jig head minnow out in the water, as soon as the fish picks it up and starts to move away with it, I'm going to feel that through the braided line. That braid's not going to stretch, and it's going to instantaneously tick on my guides, which then transfer that feel into my hands as I'm holding the rod, so that way I'm not missing strikes. This lack of stress also helps with hook sets. When you go to set that hook and you move your rod a foot or two, you're going to be moving the line a foot or two as well. So that means when you start to set that hook is going directly into that fish. So you're getting better hookup ratios. That hook point's going to get driven right into the fish's mouth, so that way it gets a better amount of hook in there, that barb gets in there, and then also as you're fighting that fish back, you're not getting that stretch in the line, so that way that fish doesn't have the leverage that it would if it's monofilament, so that way you're not losing fish coming back to the boat. You're going to be able to keep pulling that fish towards you, keeping that hook point coming towards you, which is going to result in a lot more landed fish. We're about to talk about the benefits of fluorocarbon line. But before we do that, I want to talk to you guys about Waterland Fishing Optics. Waterland Fishing Optics is a sunglasses company. They make awesome polarized fishing sunglasses for all of us fishermen. If you're watching this video, you're probably a fisherman. They have men's frames, they have women's frames, and they have kids frames as well. These ones that I have on right now are the Slaunch frames in green mirror. I love wearing these all over the place. I wear them off the water and on the water. If you want to check out all the different products that Waterland has to offer, head over to the website. It's waterlandco.com. Use discount code Luna15. It's going to save you 15% off any of your purchases. So now hopefully it's coming through on camera, but right here we have a knot that connects my braided line into my fluorocarbon. The main benefit of fluorocarbon is its invisibility. The invisibility factor is huge when it comes to fishing, especially clear water fisheries. We want to have the least amount of line that fish is able to sense or able to see. When compared to braided line and monofilament line, fluorocarbon is virtually invisible in the water, so those fish aren't going to be as line shy, and they're going to be more apt to bite a little bit heavier line as well. Fluorocarbon line is also pretty abrasion resistant. It's great around cover like rocks and like bushes. The braided line really excels around grass, and monofilament is a good line for most of your reaction type fishing and some topwater fishing. Fluorocarbon line also has less stretch than monofilament, but more than braid. But when you pair them together, you're getting the best of both worlds because you're getting that invisibility along with the lack of stretch and the sensitivity out of the braid. The braided main line with the fluorocarbon leader is super versatile. You can always change up your fluorocarbon leader to match your braided line. So for example, right now on this, I have 10-pound test braided line to an 8-pound test leader. I can change this to 6, I can change it to 10, I can change it to 12, I can change it to whatever my needs are for that given day. So when you have that braided line with that fluorocarbon leader, it's maximizing the benefits that both lines have and putting them essentially into one to maximize your effectiveness and your efficiency down on the water. But that's not the only benefit. This overall is going to save you money in the long run as well. It might cost you a little bit more to get the braided line and the fluorocarbon leader on the initial purchase, but over time, this braid lasts so long, and you're going to be able to make a spool of fluorocarbon last so much longer than if you just spooled this up by itself. The cost savings are pretty big because you got to think There's probably been times where you've spooled up a spinning reel with fluorocarbon line and you end up getting that bird's nest and you cast it off and you basically lose all your line. That doesn't happen nearly as often with braided line. It doesn't have the memory that fluorocarbon has. It's just a much simpler and much better type of line to go on your spinning reels. It's so much more user friendly. The worst thing that you have to deal with is wind knots occasionally, but when compared to fluorocarbon, when compared to monofilament, it's just so much nicer to have this braid on the spinning reel. So what I like to do is I like to put K9 fishing line super braid in 10-pound test as my main line, and then I'm gonna use a uni to uni knot to tie this braided line to my fluorocarbon leader. What I like to use for my fluorocarbon leader is K9 fishing line Pro 100 in either 6, 8, or 10-pound test. It just depends on the conditions, the bait that I'm fishing, the mood of the fish, the clarity of the water, but those are my go-tos, is the 10-pound test to the 8-pound test if I can get away with it. So I highly recommend you give this a try with this braided line to the fluorocarbon leader. I think it's gonna make a big difference in your fishing. If you've been fishing monofilament or you've been fishing fluorocarbon straight forever and you give this a try, you are gonna notice a difference with that braided line. You're gonna notice a difference in sensitivity, and you're gonna probably notice a difference in your landing success rate as well. If you guys wanna check out that K9 fishing line as well, give it a shot, highly recommend it. I have a discount code for them, it's Luna10. So if you go to the K9 fishing website, buy anything and use discount code Luna10, it's gonna save you 10% off. I'm gonna leave a link to the K9 fishing website and the products that we're talking about in today's video down in the description. So make sure to go down there and check everything out. And if you guys want to see me catch fish on these braid to fluorocarbon leaders, make sure to click on the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.